Hey, what up viewers, it's Rico here again, making another video, and today we'll be looking at the boundary layer. Now, the boundary layer, some of you want to know, the boundary layer have a lot to do with parts of the surface of the airplane and surface of the wing. Now you have types of boundary layer, that some parts of the boundary layer. So today we're going to look at the definition, we're going to look at the parts of the boundary layer. We're going to look at the definition of the parts of the boundary layer. We're going to look at the diagram showing where the parts of the boundary layer are located and so forth. So we start off. We have a diagram here showing the boundary layer. The boundary layer simply is actually these lines, and that means this is the part where you have some small thin sheet of air laying over the surface of the wing here, and especially on the bottom. That's what they call the boundary layer. So it's under the wing, over the wing. They also have it on the surfaces of the airplane. So just gonna look at the definition and so forth. So we have the boundary layer here. This is a very thin sheet of air laying over the surfaces of the wing and all other surfaces of the airplane, and that's what they call boundary layer. So if you hear a question come to about boundary layer, just think about very thin sheet of air laying over any part of the surface of the airplane, and especially the wing, and especially the main part is at the wing. That's we're gonna go to now, looking at parts that of boundary layer now. So you have the parts here now. Let's go more closer. Now you have the parts here. You have the laminar layer, you have the transistor point, you have turbulent flow and laminar flow. So the laminar flow is, as you can see here, the pretty much is actually the boundary layer, just air flowing over the wing. That's what they call the laminar flow, just the air flowing over the wing. Now you have the laminar layer, the part which you have the air starting to flow smoothly over the streamline shape of the wing, even over the airplane. That's the laminar layer. Now the transistor point is a point where you have the surface friction. So once you have that surface friction, transistor point starts to change from the laminar layer or the laminar flow to called the turbulent flow. Mainly it's from the laminar layer to the layer to the turbulent layer, and that's the point where, as I said, you have a lot of surface friction, and it changes from that laminar flow to that turbulent flow. You can see here it starts to have some turbulent flow here. Turbulent flow is actually, you can see that a roughish like flow going over the wing to the end part of the wing, and that's what they call the turbulent layer, the turbulent flow. Say you talked about the laminar flow here, the laminar layer, and the transistor point. So we're just going to look at this was mainly for the diagram showing where they're located. And we can just get another view again. Laminar flow layer right there, the laminar flow right here. You have the transistor point right there. We have just the start of the turbulent flow, turbulent layer, and you have the turbulent flow right there. Now, I'm just going to look at the diagrams now, look at the definitions. Sorry. You have the laminar layer here, we talked about earlier, the laminar layer. The boundary layer will first flow smoothly over the streamlined shape of the airfoil, and that's what they call laminar layer. So that's just pretty much it. As you can see here, the diagram again starts to first flow smoothly. You can see right there over the streamline shape of the airfoil right there, and that's what they call the laminar layer. Now you have the transistor layer. As I said, that's the part where, yes, approaches the center of the wing. So let's look at it. It is a turbulent layer. At this boundary layer, approaches the center of the wing, it begins to lose speed due to the skin friction. Yeah, that was what I was trying to say. Mix it up with friction surface or whatever. But it's simply the skin friction, and after the skin friction, it becomes thicker and turbulent, and it starts to go with what they call the turbulent layer. So again, the turbulent layer is the boundary layer which approaches the center of the wing, and it begins to lose speed due to the skin friction and becomes thicker and turbulent. And this is called turbulent layer. So we're going to go ahead now. The transistor point. This is the point I was talking about. This is transistor point is the point at which the boundary layer changes from laminar to turbulent, and this is called the turbulent transistor point. So we want to go back to the diagram if you know what I'm talking about. Right there, laminar, and goes to turbulent, and that's where you see turbulent. They call it turbulent flow. Right there is what the transistor point is. I'll come out of that. The transistor point is right there, and it changes right there from the laminar to turbulent. And this is the diagram showing you right there. Right there, you can see A right there and A under there, and that's what they call the boundary layer. So that's just pretty much it for this slide here. That's pretty much it for boundary layer. Oh no, there's something right here again. Now the boundary layer, you have the turbulent layer right here, turbulent layer. Due to the skin friction is relatively high, as speed increases, the transition points tends to move forward. Yeah, this is very important. So as the speed increases, the transition point starts to move back due to skin friction, as we talked about with the turbine layer, it begins to lose speed due to the skin friction. So there's actually more speed here, and due to the, as the speed increases, the transition point tends to move forward. It starts to lose that speed, and then after it loses that speed, transition point where it moves forward starts to go into turbulent, and that's pretty much it. And another point is, as angular attack increases, the transition point tends to move forward. That's it. That's important too. Very important. Yeah, that's pretty much it for turbulent layer. Next video we'll be looking at some ways to reduce it and so forth. But this was mainly for boundary layer, about telling it about what is boundary layer, the parts, the definitions of them, and the diagram and so forth. So now that you have known most of these transistor point, that's just pretty much it for the diagram, turbulent layer, and so forth. So subscribe, comment, like, share, whichever one. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment. If you want a lot more videos, gotta subscribe because there's a lot more videos coming. If you like the video, yeah, pretty much like it. If you wanna ask me a lot more questions and a lot more things and about more videos, you can get my email and my Twitter and so forth. Yeah, you just have to leave those in the comment if you need them, so forth. Yeah, thanks for watching. That's pretty much it for boundary layer, and look forward for more videos. Yeah.